corredores en movimiento. Testigo a tercera. Gators on baseball. Yeah, you know the name.
Hey, this is Grant McCrae. You're listening to Skaters on Baseball.
Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. What's up, everybody? Schmitty with his Jung-Hoo Lee Korean Giant shirt on, sitting next to Christian Cooper with his, what is that, home jersey? Yeah, Giants.
Home jersey.
Sunday night wrap-up. We're coming in hot with our 6 out of 7 nights this week. Who's doing it? We are. What's up, Christian? How you doing?
What's going on, Schmitty? You swinging your fan festicles around, are you?
Ooh. Yeah. I don't know if we're ready for it straight out of the gates. Probably gonna have to wait a little bit, but we had a roaming reporter down at Oracle for FanFest that we're gonna have to check in with once the chat gets a little more full. Heard some wild stuff from down there, so that's something to look forward to. And then we got to talk about trimming the fat. We need to cut. Meckler might have cut himself. He looked like he got hurt today. VR should start shopping himself to East Coast American League teams. And there's a few guys that I think the Carsons went down today. I think they actually were put down. But what are your thoughts on all this?
It's just, we're at that point in spring training where it's like they've already done a couple rounds of cuts, but it's not the deep cuts where it's like the guys that are on the borderline, but pretty much we know who's going to be there and who's not. But it's always this time of year where you're like, come on, just cut them already, right? Like, I don't want to see these guys. They're not going to be on the 25-man roster on opening day. There's no real point, I mean, everybody gets a little opportunity to showcase themselves before they head off to Sacramento or Eugene or San Jose. Even if you're headed to San Jose, you probably want to be headed to a different organization, right? So yeah, I mean, we both agree, I think, on most of the people we want gone. And then like today, the Giants had 2 great come from behind wins, and both of them were pretty much powered. Well, I shouldn't say both, but definitely the game against the Cubs, the comeback was definitely powered by guys who are like non-roster invitees and the young guys. And oh, look at that. So, yeah, it's just I'm getting itchy to kind of find out how they solidify the roster, and specifically how they solidify the positions where there's a little competition going on right now. Lamont Wade's been on fire all spring in terms of on base. He's got a couple home runs under his belt now. He's not real quick on the base paths, but hey, man, hits are hits.
I did see him. I don't know what it was, maybe yesterday or the day before. He was running, and I was like, ooh, this guy is not. He is not. His legs just are not what I want from. But he's a first baseman, right? Most first basemen aren't going to have wheels.
Yeah.
You know who's on fire?
Chapman and Casey. Yeah, he hit another bomb today.
Schmidt, dude. Here's what's heating up for me. Is there a chance Fitzgerald doesn't get the start at second base? We got a pretty good race for Casey Schmidt and then Chris Koss. This guy is playing really good too. Like I think Wisely's kind of the only reason Wisely's in, I think, is because he's a lefty. But man, I like watching Chris Koss and Schmidt. They're both really good defensive, and Schmidt's actually been hitting the ball a lot since about the last month of last year, carrying on into spring.
Yeah, when he got brought back up towards the end of last year, he was on fire, and then he's pretty hot in spring this year. So yeah, that second base that we thought was pretty much Fitzgerald was a lock. All of a sudden, it's seeming like Fitzgerald's slow to return from the injury. Schmidt's been tearing it up, and Wisely is just. He's kind of been consistently getting hits and playing pretty good defense. He's not as terrible as we want to think. I think Wisely represents that whole Farhan platoon philosophy that he's just got a little stink on him that's hard for us to wipe away. But I mean, he's not terrible. I don't think he's really in the conversation as an everyday starting guy. Definitely he can't hit lefties for shit.
Yeah.
And as far as, between Wade and Wilmer's definitely the slower of the two. I mean, he's
Wilmer? Yeah.
So I'm good with Wade at first base, and Encarnacion if they're using him to kind of fill that spot too. It's like it's first base is handled for a year. It's not anything we need to be that terribly concerned about. And definitely defensively, Wade is solid at first.
I think that it's going to be interesting to see once the season starts and who remains hot and who heats up and who fizzles out, because in my mind, Encarnacion could be a big part of this team, whether it's DH and or maybe playing a little first base and a little outfield, giving dudes, time off their feet, whether it's like Ramos DHing or just giving some guys a day off. And then I'm really curious. I think the answer, a lot of people said, what was it, yesterday or the day before? A lot of people said, well, there goes Matos' chance. Yaz hit a home run. He's penciled in as the starter now.
And he hit one today too.
Yeah, I think he's the veteran. He's the $9 million man. Matos is going to be breathing heavy on him, though. If he gets into a slump or pulls one of those groins that he likes to do, we'll be seeing Matos. And hopefully Matos can kind of do what Ramos did last year, is just come in and be so hot that they can't take him out. And it's like, well, step aside. I'm here now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that Yaz is on a real short leash. So if he gets on a protracted slump, that Melvin's going to be like, you know what? I got to put Luis in there, man. I got to do it, because he's been hitting the ball hard in spring training, and that's what you need. You need contact guys hit the ball hard. It's one of those things where it's just like, we know Yaz is on the way out after this year. We know a couple of these guys are on the way out after this year, and so it's like, how much playing time? I mean, in a walk year, are they obligated to play these guys because they're the guys that have put in the service time? They've been with the organization for 4, 5, 6 years. Or do you say, you know what, it's time for the changing of the guard? I feel like it's time now, personally.
Well, if they're going to do something like that, it doesn't make sense to just put Yaz on the bench. Like, if they're not going to use him, they should try to, like, real talk, get a trade, like it should. But I think that's not the way they're going to do it. I think Yaz is semi-fan favorite. He's semi-favorite with the ownership. I think Buster and all them love him. And then he's the longest tenure. Farhan's gone, so I think it's back to treating our players respectfully and not like just throwing them to Sacto for the rest of the year. Hopefully they're going to get a nice, I heard so much stuff about how Farhan just treated people kind of like coldly, and there was a big problem with Brandon Crawford. That was why he didn't come last year for the the end of the year. They were going to have him show up, and he didn't come for the Willie Mack Award because he didn't want to have anything to do with that regime. And right. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more faces. I mean, we already saw a lot more faces already in spring training, right? Scootero's down there, Castilla, Will Clark, JT Snow. JT Snow, I don't know if anyone's heard this guy talk in interviews after he's been down there. This guy's like a kid in a candy shop. He is so stoked to be kind of back with the team, and you can almost feel his goosebumps when you hear him talk. He's just glowing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, I think that with Buster in charge, that's going to get people psyched on the organization again, people that played for the team, people that have been involved with the team for years, and especially people that were involved through the 2010s, seeing those people. I mean, they're going to give Craw his due this year. They're going to have Brandon Crawford Day out at the park, which should be great, and honor that guy properly, because I think he got a raw deal, and he's retired now. He's done. So let him get his day in the sun, right?
Absolutely. I got 9 games the other day. They had a $9 flash sale with no service charge. So it's just $9 each game. I got like the A's, the Rangers, like the Mariners, all the games on the weekends that are kind of the big ticket. dude, I got like 9 games for what, $81. It was like
Nice.
pretty sweet.
Nice.
So I'll definitely be going. I think it's a Saturday game against the Rangers for that Crawford day.
Cool.
What was going on? I didn't see anything of the Padres because it was a split squad today, and the Cubs was actually on the MLB channel with the Cubs announcing and all that. So I was watching that game. But did you pay attention to Hicks and what was going on in San Diego?
I just listened to it on KMBR. It was John Miller and Kuiper, and yeah, it sounded like Hicks was just getting hit hard. He was coming right in the zone with heat first pitch, and guys were just teeing off on him. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think maybe they had the book on Hicks, and they're just like, look, he's going to try to steal a first pitch fastball strike, so just be ready, and I think that's what they were doing. They were coming out swinging at the first pitch, and they were having some success. So, obviously Hicks hasn't pitched that much in the preseason yet, so he's got some polish he's got to put on it. But yeah, it's always a little unnerving when a guy, he's one of your rotation starters, comes out and coughs up a 3 spot in the first inning. You're like, shit, man.
That's kind of what Roop did too. I think he
gave up 3 or 4 like right off the bat, and sometimes it's that way. They scout a guy and they find something they can exploit, and then now it's time for those pitchers to go back and react to how they were attacked and get past it. So, and you can just have a bad day too, and it's spring training, so it's like it's not anything big to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, it's practice. I think a lot of these games, the guys are just trying to get their pitches in, and they're trying to throw strikes, and they're not really worried about like the finesse or like really striking out or getting it like a game. They just want to like work up to where they're going to be ready when it's game time.
They're starting to add on an extra inning or extra 2 innings to these guys now to start ramping them up, because we're just a little over 2 weeks out from the beginning of the season. So, you got to have guys ready to go, minimum of 6 on opening day. That's what you need out of your starters,
Yeah. When is Dodgers Tokyo is
the 18th, I believe.
18th? Oh, 18th and 19th. Yeah, so we're 9 days away from those games. That's the Cubs and the Dodgers 2 games. Then they come back, and then the rest of the league starts the 26th or something like that. 28th, maybe.
Yep. And the opening day opener at Cincinnati is on the 27th.
27th?
Yep.
So Giants first game's 27th?
First game is the 27th. And the first home game is
April 4.
Yeah, with the Mariners.
Friday afternoon.
Yep. And then I'm in town for that Reds. I'm going to be around for that Reds series, so we're definitely going to try to get that game in with Curtis.
Yeah, I got 2 games already. I'm not going to go to the afternoon game because I got to work, but Monday and Tuesday I'll definitely.
I got to do the day game. I may try to get a ticket to the day game and one of the night games. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think I got to pace my day games out with work.
I got to see what it is. What do we got? It's Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday day. Maybe I'll do Monday night and Wednesday day. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with Coleman. Hopefully the Cubs sweep the Dodgers in Tokyo. I think for a lot of reasons, right? Like, I hope Yamamoto gets rocked. I hope Sasaki and Ohtani. I hope the whole thing's a disaster Japanese-wise, and the Cubs come back, and Kyle Tucker, future San Francisco Giant, by the way, has a huge game out there. Be great.
Yeah, and the Dodgers haven't looked so great in spring training, right? So, I mean, we'll see.
We'll see, but it is right around the corner. That's a tough one, though, to fly out there, be kind of like jet lag, have just 2 games, and then fly back and then start. I didn't really like the Giants even going to Mexico. Japan's a longer trip. I get why they're doing it, but it just seems like it's especially in the beginning of the year, maybe it would be better like at All-Star break to do or something when the guys are like more ready for the whole thing. Like you're doing it before the guys are even playing. It's kind of crazy in a way.
Yeah. And here's just a little side note on spring training, which we know doesn't mean all that much. The Giants and the Dodgers both have an equal number of wins, but the Dodgers have 8 losses and the Giants only have 3 losses. So you can take that with a grain of salt or a mountain of salt, like in Redwood City, for all I care. But hey, Dodgers
the Giants have only lost 3.
They've only lost 3, and then they tied 3 or 4, right? The Dodgers have lost 8. So I mean, I don't know what that's worth, but
a lot of times those numbers flip instantly when it's real season. So I don't put a lot of weight into it, but it is interesting. Check out. I mean, I think that when you get used to losing, it's hard to get used to winning right away.
Ouch. Howard Stern? Really? No. That's terrible.
That's Chardall, baby.
I can change my voice to sound a little bit like this.
Miller got to pitch finally. Eric Miller, our only left-handed reliever. That was good to see.
Yep. Clean inning, 3 strikeouts. Can't complain about that.
You guys, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I've been, we did 6 out of 7 nights this week. And all I want is 20 plus in the chat. We have 10 right now. And I will start giving away things like a maniac once we hit that 20 plus. I got skateboard wheels. I got stickers. I got baseball cards. It's like I got a bunch of stuff here that I'm just ready to throw out at people left and right. But we got to get the 20 plus in here. So tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your brothers, tell them everybody.
Well, obviously, we have a podcast, so y'all need to tell your wife, tell your kids, and tell your children to subscribe to Skaters on Baseball.
On your
iPad.
iPad.
And you got to bring in your friends, and let's get this 20 in the chat. That's our goal right now. So help us out, yo.
Yeah. So you ready to get into a little fan fest?
Well, yeah. Do you want to go to our new? We got a new correspondent that was down there at FanFest. We could go live to him right now. I think Nago Ned is down there. Nago Ned.
Yeah, it's Nago Ned here at Oracle the day after FanFest, and I got the report for you guys that weren't able to make it here. Yeah, they say they were giving out bobbleheads for the first 10,000 people, but it was Brian Wilson bobblehead, and he wasn't even here. And there was like 10,000 of them, but there was no San Francisco or no Giants insignia. It wasn't licensed. It looked like the Giants got an offer from Temu, and they could order 10,000 at a cheap rate before the tariffs went into effect. These things are garbage.
Wow, the field reporter is on point.
That was Nago Ned out there. Damn, Anthony got in just in time to see it. So this is what they gave out. And if anybody knows anyone anywhere at the Giants or in marketing, I think marketing took they just stopped having them go to work 3 years ago, and that's why we still have the slogan. But these Be Weezy, it's not even Giants affiliated. There's no SF or Giants anywhere to be found. It actually says Facebook.com Brian Wilson 38 on the back. I mean, it is insane that they gave these away, especially considering Brian Wilson wasn't there. There's nothing to do with Brian Wilson. He hasn't been on the team for 10 plus years. Part of me thinks, guys, these were in the basement of Oracle for the last 10 or 15 years. And somebody opened a door and saw them and said, hey, let's give them away at FanFest. I really need an explanation for this one.
Hey, we need this room. We need to empty it out, right? It actually looks like a weird, maybe they bought them from the Cubs. Maybe it's an old Jake Arrieta bobblehead that they just repainted.
I don't know. That's what another thing is. I mean, it has a beard on it that looks like they put it on. So it could be anybody, right? I mean, I don't know. And then there's the tattoos, and they got the Brian Wilson outline. If anybody's interested, mine's already on eBay. I think there's 4 days remaining for the bidding on it.
Are the glasses molded on, or are they added on?
They're molded on. Yeah, they're molded on.
I was going to say, if they were added on, you could pull them off. We could probably figure out whose bobblehead they like repurposed. You can tell by the eyes.
Yeah, it's a mystery. It's the same question as far as Nothing Like It, right? It's like, this is the third year of Nothing Like It, and Nothing Like It started. I mean, I know I'm echoing. We've said this a million times, but it's still just the unsolved mystery that I can't figure out, because it seems so obvious, that Kapler and Farhan are gone, and this slogan represents Kapler and Farhan. So not only is it the third year of the same slogan, which is tired, you're using something when there's a new regime that reminds everyone of the old regime. This is not brain surgery. Like, this is just basic shit. Buster's interview, first time he used the mic, we're into making memories. Use that. It's not the greatest, but it's Buster and it's new. Work on, I don't know. I can't understand this whole thing. It makes me nervous because I was getting super excited about the City Connects, but I'm like, what have these guys done lately that is exciting as far as like marketing stuff goes? So I'm like, I'm crossing my fingers, because if it's anything that's like appealing to me, I'm getting a Jung-Hoo Lee City Connect jersey the day it comes out.
But I was trying to think where they should go after this, because there should never be Nothing Like It ever again.
Larry Bear said, run it back. Well, it should at least be Nothing Like It 3, right? Like with the 3 lines or something. I don't know. It should just not be that at all. We were laughing. We were coming up. You guys are pretty creative. Why don't you guys start throwing some slogans our way? We'd love to hear what you can come up with. We were talking about Giants baseball, ... if. Just
if.
Yeah, because there's a lot of ifs. It's like, if Verlander stays healthy, if Robbie Ray comes back to, if Jung-Hoo Lee stays healthy. There's just a lot of actually if they stay healthy, right? Like, a lot of these guys have been kind of fragile, and if they all play this whole year, we got a good team.
Yeah, well, if is the middle word in life.
Well, yeah, I could see it. We're up to 12, guys. Can you call 8 people and get us to 20? I got a signed Sergio Romo baseball card. Damn. That's right. Signed Sergio Romo.
He only looks illegal.
We got Forever Giant Blake Sable 2024 Heritage card. You know you want these. Look at this. A Gaudy mini card of Noah Lowry. These are all just waiting to go into envelopes with your name and address on them once we get 20 plus subscribers. And that's not all. We'll also throw in a Soleil. But yeah, I don't know what we need to do. It seems not that difficult to just bring a friend with you. And then we got 13 people in here. If you each brought a friend, that'd be 26.
Here we go. Boston.
Sable went to Boston. Yeah, he's probably going to play too, which is great because I love Sable. I was a Sable fan.
Me too. He's
a good hitter.
He is a good hitter. He just didn't get enough opportunities. And his Tourette's face in the batter's box was like, I wanted that guy to hit a home run every time he came up. I don't see too many guys who say, like, I really want to see this guy succeed more than, name 5 guys, So
hold on. I think we got Nego Ned coming back for a little bit more. Hold on.
And another thing, I like coming out to FanFest to see all the new banners and the new attitude and all this. But look at this. Nothing like it for the third year in a row. Where the hell's the marketing team? Have they made cutbacks or are they out on a damn vacation? This is crap.
Was Matt Chapman's first name in Comic Sans up on that thing? Because if it is, I'm gonna lose my shit, man.
It could be. It could be. They got some cool photos because they got the right guys at least. Like I'll give them credit on that. Like it's like Jung-Hoo Lee, Verlander, and Chapman or something like that. And then there's like Webb. Like that's cool. But I would almost just put 415 or Giants or just nothing like it. Just it's ran itself bad. Todd K's in the motherfucking house. Let's go, LFG, Todd. Ooh, 2 more. We got 2 more. We can do this.
Yeah.
You know the rules. If we hit 20, we're gonna start giving stuff away. I can't give away this bobblehead, unfortunately, though, because Temu sent these to the Giants, and I had to put mine on eBay before I thought about giving it away here. So I don't know. Chardot flaked, I heard. No, Chardot, he didn't flake. He came on the show and showed himself, which was radical. Big respect and props for Chardot, who doesn't usually show face, but we made a little deal, and he did it on our show. And then we were going to meet up at FanFest, but I couldn't find him. There's a lot of people there. Is Nego Ned related to Dodger? I think maybe Lou's. He might be Lou's cousin. That's what I heard, but I have no idea, Paul.
So I got to ask you, Casey Schmidt's home run, since you saw it on TV, was it a no doubter? Was it a bomb?
Yeah, he's hitting the tar off the ball. He looks great. And I mean, we all know he's got a cannon of an arm, right? And he brings the like, whatever that is. It's just a little above the regular guy. He's got a little like caffeine in him that he's just hyped. He's gonna like, you're stoked. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I like a little bit of spazzy, nervous, over eager energy out there, because some of these guys are real, like even keeled. Chapman's just very cool, conducts his business. You got guys like that. Webb's a lot like that. It's so a little bit of flamboyance out there. I'll take it. Makes the game exciting.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I'm ready for them to trim the fat. There's people that we just know are never. There's people that I think are never going to be, at least on the Giants squad. They might be pro somewhere else, but not with our team. And so those are the guys that I'm kind of curious why we keep seeing more of them. It's like they don't see what they don't have yet. I don't know.
Well, I definitely think that Justin Garza is going to be gone any minute. He's been awful, unfortunately for him. And I mean, who else? It's just, what do you do with Sugasti,
Meckler, VR? There's a lot of pitchers. I don't know. Yeah, Forever AAA. I know it's the Forever Am. In skateboarding, we call them the Forever Am or Man Am. And it's just the same thing. It's like I feel bad for them, but like they're just not gonna go further.
Yeah, Anthony, this is always my thing, but the problem is the way that Farhan stalked the farm and picked up these players, DFA guys and waiver guys. They're not even trade bait. Like you have to package 2-3 guys to get a return on it. That's the problem, right? And we're looking at guys like they pick up, a guy like Jake Lamb, maybe even Max Stassi. Like these guys are just going to get released. They're not going to stick around at all. They're already on their way to retirement anyway. But then there's all these other guys like Christian Koss, to make you jump, right?
Chris Koss will make you jump, but I think he might jump up into the pros. Like, give him a year, he might be up here.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's going to be with the Giants. because the infield is already pretty layered with the number of guys they got. And it's not like next year with, all your 1Bs dropping off changes that very much, right? Koss ain't a first baseman, so he's basically a utility guy at best and a injury fallback at worst,
Yeah, he's pretty much a Casey Schmidt. He can play second, short, or third, and pretty well actually. And then it seems, I haven't seen him in the pros yet. Obviously, spring training is a little different, but he's hitting the ball. He's definitely hitting the ball with some power.
Yeah.
Sorry to get off subject. Todd K wants to get off subject. Let's get off subject with Todd K. I watched Munenori Kawasaki videos when he was on Toronto 10 years ago learning English. Do you guys remember that? Kristen might. I definitely do not.
No, but there's been like every couple of years, there's been a Japanese phenom that has come into the major leagues now going back like 30 plus years. There's always been a guy coming out of there, and sometimes they're insanely good, and sometimes they're just complete flops. I think what I'm going to do is during the Dodgers Cubs series in Japan, I'm going to go watch some Kasso videos instead.
I really like those.
I tell you what, the first time I saw it, I thought it was a little cheesy, but now I'm hyped on it.
I think it's going to be really cheesy and American. I love the Japanese ones, though. Yeah. I think it's like so good. But I'm afraid that with American announcers and American skaters, it's just going to be kind of cornball. We'll see. I know they just did one in Alameda.
I do remember this. I do remember this guy.
I eat 3 bananas, no cramps. They won the championship.
Totally remember that. I got to see if I can find that.
That's like a slap 1 in a million where Forrest Edwards said, Andrew Reynolds eats bananas, so I eat bananas. Tommy Lasorda started that Japan stuff. He coached the Japan Giants in 78. Tommy Lasorda. Rest in. I'm telling you, we need to bring sumo to Oracle. Wow. Sumo wrestling. You know what they are bringing to Oracle, which I saw this morning on my walk with my wife to get breakfast? They are bringing Post Malone. They are bringing My Chemical Romance. They are bringing Kendrick Lamar. And they're bringing one other concert.
Shakira.
Oh, who is it?
Shakira.
Shakira.
Ouch.
They're going to have 4 nights in a row of concerts while the Giants are on the road, apparently.
Crazy. Here we got
Townsend, baby. Townsend for that brekkie.
Hang on.
Keep it on the low, though. Keep that low key. Keep that low key. Don't blow out my spots.
How does your leg feel today?
Oh, feeling good.
What happened to you?
Huh?
What happened?
Just clap.
Just a cramp?
Just clap.
So you told me what can you eat to help you make you feel better?
Bananas.
Yeah. Why bananas?
Monkeys never claps. Monkey never clap. Because a monkey every day bananas. 2.
So how many did you have today?
3. Our 3.
Oh yeah.
Monkeys never collapse, so I'm gonna eat bananas.
It sounds like you say monkeys never crap.
Yeah. Oh my God. Was that
awesome.
Toronto? He was on the Blue Jays. That was pretty good. Good.
Yeah, I was totally
podcast.
blanking. I was totally blanking on the name until he mentioned the bananas, and I'm like, yes, I know exactly who this is. So,
Red's Java House, best old school place. Yeah, John T 316. Is that a reference to John 316? Is the T for 3 and we're going biblical, or is it just a coincidence?
or is it Shohei Ohtani, Tommy John 316?
Shohei Ohtani John. You beat that and you can win. No bananas. I need champagne.
I need champagne too. I need the Giants to be in the postseason this
Yeah,
year.
Johnny U. Johnny T16.
They need to wipe the 2021 hoax off of us, and we need to make a showing. Get in on the wild card. Just get in. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Chardal, we're not doing guests tonight. We're going to probably wrap up like around 7. And so thanks for offering your services. But tonight we're going to just catch up, me and Christian, and we'll have you on another time, though. You ever get a sandwich at 3rd and Inez Street? 3rd and Inez. Oh, yeah. Kind of down by the plant, right? Is that the one that's like has like little pizza slices one day a week as well, I think? Yeah.
I know where the killer sandwich spot is in I think it's Redwood City or San Mateo. Dagwoods? You know that place, Schmitty?
Is it a market?
No, it was a sandwich deli type place. I mean, last time I ate there was in the 80s, but man, it was good. They made like this jumbo club sandwich and a pita. Sounds lame, but it was really good. And then there's pig and a pickle up there that's good, but that's not really a sandwich joint.
I'm blowing it, guys. I keep saying I'm going to figure out how to get polls on here, and I never do the research, but it's coming. It's coming. Because I want to know some stuff. I want to know some stuff from you guys. I want to know who your favorite players are. I want to know like a lot of things. So it'd be cool to put some polls up, figure out the over-under, what your predictions are for wins. Jersey Mike's is good. I'll give Jersey Mike's about a 7-9, 8-2, 8-2.
Chain fast food sandwich. Yeah.
If you're in Escondido, Jersey Mike's is like top shelf. If you're in Escondido, but if you're in San Francisco, it's mid, as the kids say, mid.
Oh, it beats Subway.
Mid. It beats Subway.
And
it might not beat Togo's, though.
Togo's not what it once was, though.
Well, Jersey Mike's might not be what it ever was.
Listen, I lived right around the corner from a Togo's in Palo Alto, okay? For years. There was one right just a couple blocks away. And I used to love going to Togo's until I found out some people that I knew got a job there, and they started telling me about how the prep and all that stuff was done at Togo's. I never ate at that Togo's again.
That's always the same thing. People told me about the Mexican food, about it's always like, oh, you should see. But what about Pickle Pete or Mr. Pickle? Is anybody a Mr. Pickle guy? Or Ike's? Ike's is the one, really.
I've had Mr. Pickles.
They opened the Ike's right across McCovey Cove. Right by the Oracle, and that is bomb. They got the Matt Cain sandwich, the Lincecum. They used to have a Felper sandwich, believe it or not. What's it called? NFT, no fucking tomatoes. So I like Ike's.
The one thing I can't do on a sandwich is lettuce.
Everything I like Sprout. I like Sprouts.
I used to. I don't know. I like the yellow banana peppers, and I like to go for those Italian combo type sandwiches. That Mr. Pickles makes a mean Italian combo, and if you get it on a Dutch crunch, it's badass. Why are we talking about this anyway?
Well, Anthony, I think, did somebody bring it up? I don't know. Somebody brought up what was the original one? Jersey Mike's, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I put that on screen. That's my fault.
Little Luca can't be it. Oh, that South City one on El Camino, a lot of people hyped up. I went there. I was like, it's good, but I'm not driving all the way to South San Francisco. Interlude from McKenny. Can we get McKenny to come on for like 5 minutes one time? That'd be amazing.
I'd love it.
Get you on and we just talk skateboarding only with Timothy Donald McKenny. What do you think, Tim? We could do it. Well, so what's the week looking like here? Like, have you taken a look at the schedule? Are they playing every day? Do they have any days off? Is there any split squads? As long as they're split squads, they're not going to make enough cuts. They got to make it so there's no more split squad games, and then they can reduce the rosters more.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the schedule here and what we got this week.
Here we go. This is my guy right here, Robert Rothberg. He's more optimistic than me, and I back it. Robert Rothberg, you said 90 wins, right? Is that true? I was saying around 85, and I think you were saying 90, which would be amazing.
All right, here we go, Schmidt. You want to know what's on tap for the week? We got the Rockies tomorrow. Okay. The following day, Tuesday, looks like the A's again, the Athletics. Okay.
Right.
Wednesday looks like Guardians. None of these are split squads. Thursday we got the Rangers, and Friday the Brewers. Okay.
So they're playing every day, huh?
Yep. And then going into next weekend, the 15th, got the Mariners. 16th is going to be the A's again. 17th is going to be the White Sox. Rockies again on the 18th, and it just kind of continues on. Now, of course, that's based on, because you got 2 spring trainings, one in Florida and one in Arizona. So the Giants are only going to see teams who have their spring training in Arizona alongside them. So it's only half the league, So the choices get slim and the repetition gets hard,
I think Todd K called you Christina.
Uh-oh. Kawasaki mastering English language.
By the 18th, I mean, that's when the Dodger game starts. So the team will be pretty shaved down by then. The issue that I'm seeing is I think it's going to start raining again in Arizona Tuesday, which could mess things up a little bit.
Yeah.
You want Kawasaki mastering English language?
I'm looking
you
it
got
up.
it. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to put that up for you. Man, we got to 18. We were 2 away, and then it sunk a little.
I don't know.
We were so close.
Everybody had to go eat dinner or something.
Well, maybe we got them hungry with the sandwich talks, and they had to run to the fat deli, get the sandy. You go mustard and mayo on your sandwiches?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I like to go mayo, mustard, no ketchup, little vinegar and oil, a little salt and pepper, all of it. Right?
Huh? You go full Italian. I'm not on that. I don't like the oil and vinegar stuff for sandies.
It's the Italian in me.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, Piccolo Pete's was my everyday spot, bro. Piccolo Pete's was so sick. It was like $3.99 for a sandwich. It was like halfway to Brisbane from Thrasher. It was right across this freeway. And actually, there was an empty pool indoors at the hotel that was like right by Piccolo Pete's. Piccolo Pete's was sick. The dude that owned it was super cool. And we went there very, very often. When I first started working at Thrasher, we would go there probably 3 times out of 5 a week.
Nice. Okay, here we go. We got something for you.
Here we go, guys. Kawasaki.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy. I'm fun. I'm exciting.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Every day exciting.
Now, it was pretty cold in Buffalo. Now you come here.
Yeah.
It's pretty cold here. Is that hard for you to play when it's cold?
Yeah, I was in Buffalo 2 days ago. No, Buffalo very cold, but more cold Minnesota. Unbelievable.
Your English is getting very good. You've been really practicing, haven't you?
Yeah, I have book. I'm every day study English. I like study English because I have teacher. Gogo, Roger, Batista.
So you're learning Spanish too?
Spanish, yeah, Spanish too. Every day talking. Every day. I need practice English. You know what I mean?
Because you have to teach your son when he starts to talk.
Yeah, my son is connect. He speaks English, maybe.
Right now, he's probably not saying much, though, right?
Yeah. He's my only. You know.
That's in English, right? Yeah. How do you say that in Japanese?
Japanese?
What your son says, those noises, how do they sound in Japanese? Same thing?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, Japanese. Isho.
Thanks for joining, Paul.
Japanese.
Have a
We're
good
gonna have
night.
some issues with the copyright if we keep going here. So I want to say something about this real quick. This dude comes here and he's working really hard to speak the language, and we know Jung Hoo's doing the same thing, right? Otani, all these other clowns. Oh, I got to have an interpreter. And the interpreter's dual purpose. One is to translate because he's too lazy to learn English. And the second reason is you got a scapegoat and a fall guy when you're a gambler and you lose $17.5 million and you get caught.
That is right.
So my hat's off to Kawasaki, to Jung Hoo Lee, to any of these guys who come over from Korea, Japan, wherever they come from, and they make an effort. You know, I mean, Jung Hoo said it. He's like, I want to speak English for the fans. You know, I want to be able to communicate with the fans in English, their language. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Mm-hmm. You want to represent yourself with style when you're saying something. You don't want it to come out someone else's mouth.
Yeah, and I think it's just a respect thing with the fans. Like the fans are psyched. Like what do you say? And then there's always going to be people that are going to doubt the translation. It's like when there's a major emergency and they bring the sign language person on, and you got these fools gyrating around making all these weird hand signs. If they're actually signing what the guy is saying, and they've caught people that are like total imposters and just like nonsense waving their arms around. I mean, come on, you know, we don't need that. So,
Yeah.
There it is. I was just about to bring that up. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that was the best. If I had an interpreter, I'd be in the Hall of Fame. I think he was signing balls like that. Speaking of, I think every time someone says Pete Rose, I have to show this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I bet on baseball. Mr. Pete Rose. Johnny, or no. What did they call him? Something Hustle. Johnny? No, Peter. No.
Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle. That's
Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle. That was the Yankee Clipper, right? Who named him that?
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. Mm-hmm.
So let's tear into this one.
Which one? Gentlemen, how many wins are you predicting the Giants to win? Robert, that was my question to you, buddy. I said 85 already. I want to hear what you got to say on this. Here's the deal. The over-under, I think, is 79.5. I think we should all just put 100 on the over. And then if we all win, we could celebrate together with our, what would we win? 100.
They're gonna go over. It's a lock. It's a lock.
Who's Bob? Oh God, Bob is in here. Is that Robert Rothberg? Bob Rothberg. Bob Roth.
Bob Ross. Paint us a picture, Bob Ross.
And here I had to sell my Mickey Mantle autograph ball. No.
Oh.
How much, Paul? Please tell me you got paid, because that is, if it was cheap, I would have bought the thing. Yes, sir.
So I want to hear the most inspirational thing you heard yesterday.
Me?
Yeah.
Ooh, Dave Dravecki's always inspirational, right? He's kind of like a preacher, and he lost his arm, and he was left-handed, and he lost his left arm, so he's doing everything with the right arm, and that's pretty inspirational. But Noah Lowry, kids, hadn't seen him in quite some time. We were the last. I had a little group of friends that I hang out with over at games, and we went to get the autographs, and we were the last four for Noah Lowry. So we go up, and one of my friends has everything, right? He's like, sign this, sign that. Can you put to this guy? It's like, dude, the guy was milking the guy. He probably got like 10 items signed. But I was like, no, what do you think of the Giants? Like, you're a Bay Area guy. You watch a lot of games. What do you think of the team this year? And he looked at me without hesitation and he said, I like them. I think Adames is going to bring a lot to the table. I think people are underestimating Verlander. And I think the defense is going to be really good. And the pitching is going to be pretty good. And the bats will probably be better than we think. And, obviously health is always an issue. But he looked at me square in the eyes and, like, you could tell, like, he kind of, like, you want me to give you my opinion? And so that was cool. I know that he's a forever Giant and he's signing at Oracle. And so there might be a little bit of jaded persuasion, but Senior's going 110 wins. Senior, you're drinking too much beer up there in Davis. Which frat did you go to this morning and how long have you been saucing? 110? No, sirree. Not even Doyers are going to get 110. Doyers. Doyer dog. Senior, you missed Nego Ned, man. He could have got here earlier. He was looking for you.
Nego Ned was gripping a little bit.
Nego Ned was gripping. Nego Ned's going to go on a rant about the $9 flash sale. It's ruining all the people that spend all their hard-earned money on season tickets, and then they see these sales go on and $9 tickets, and I'm spending $4,000 for 11 games. It's like, oh boy, here we go. Senior drinking that Rothberg IPA. Been sober for 8 years, but I'm drinking the orange juice. F it, 115. Senior, New Year's Day, 8 years ago, sober as well. Props to you. Congrats. That's good work. Good work. Appreciate you sharing that too.
It's nice to hear that a guy like Noah Lowry, number one, comes out of the woodwork to support the Giants at the Fan Fest, but also to have a positive message like that. And Noah Lowry, unfortunately, had kind of a short-lived career, but he was lights out when he first showed up. It was great, They've had a lot of dudes like that over the years that what they didn't have in longevity, they made up for in their performance. Jason Schmidt was one of those guys. Chris Heston was one of those guys. I mean, they seem mostly pitchers, right?
Yeah.
But Noah Lowry is one of those guys. He's always going to get the love from the fans, at least the ones that are old enough to know who the hell he is, right?
He's a great guy. He's got that birthmark on his eye.
Yep.
So you can identify him. I mean, he doesn't look that much older. Like he still looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Some guys just don't age, man. Like Sean Estes still looks pretty young, And I'm sure if we could dig up Jake Peavy somewhere, he looks like one of those guys that just doesn't fall apart too fast. So
Jake Peavy he's a drinker, man. He's a party maniac. He's a rock and roller with Flannery. They get their oh boy.
He might have been on the sauce when Ishikawa hit that home run because he was out blocking the base path as he was coming around third base.
Oh my God. Paul, did you about $100, dude? I would have bought that thing for $100 easily. Man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle, he's one of the greatest to ever do it that wasn't in the orange and black, right?
Yeah. Sometimes people do some misguided sales. I'm certainly guilty of it. When I sold all those 90s decks for like $80-$90 on eBay before anybody cared about 90s stuff, and then all of a sudden now it's like people are flipping the boards I sold for $300-$400. It's like, fuck. But what are you gonna do, man? It is what it is.
Senior, how are we going to get the chat to 20 plus people? We were in here 6 out of 7 nights this week trying to just promote, trying to just be positive, hype, bring baseball in. I'm offering to give away wheels. I got signed Noah Lowry cards. I got all kinds of stuff I'm ready to give away, but I'm not going to do it till we hit that 20 up there. And we keep getting to 18. I think we got to 19 for a millisecond. We almost got over the bubble, but if you can help round up some guys, Senior,
I know one way.
that gets the win. Get
I know one
these-
way to do it.
get
That
a
one night.
Rocket Schmidt, like
Oh,
tree
nice.
for your mirror so your car won't smell.
Is it new car smell?
No,
What
it's
flavor is
pine. There's pine and coconut.
I got some. Somebody made some for me years ago. They're like cherry. They actually smell really good. I gave Grasso like 20 of them, and he had like 5 hanging from his mirror. It's crazy.
Make some shorts, huh?
so-
Okay.
There's one way to get more people in here. We start talking shit on Glenn and Eric. Eric's in here like instantly. Boom. Right. Somebody starts texting him. Hey, what did they say? You're taking strays, and he like instantly
Seniors
popped
telling
up.
on us. Yeah. You might have to make some shorts. Yeah, I'll start making some shorts. That's true. Wait, hold on. Nago Ned is back.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, here we go. Are you serious? Okay, let's bring him on for one last time. This is Nago Ned live down at Oracle reporting from the Fan Fest.
Yeah, and as far as autographs go, they get you all excited about the alumni coming to the stadium to sign. Rich Aurelia, he backed out. He didn't even show up. And then they got Jeff Leonard, Noah Lowry, Dravecki. It's the usual suspects. Don't get me wrong, I love Sergio Romo. Where's Juan Marichal? Where's the Count Montefiusco? I want to see a change in some of these alumni guys that show up. I can't keep getting autographs of the same guys. And there's nobody telling you anything about the autographs. And what you find out later is there's 250 tickets for each line, and there's 2 lines. And once the tickets are gone, you can't get an autograph. So if you go straight to the field, you're basically fucked. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Damn!
That's Nago Ned, kid, and we might be seeing more of him throughout the season. So keep your eyes peeled.
That was like a serious download. And what's up with the Sergio Romo Mexican blanket Giants hat? Is that like a one-off? How do you get that?
He's the Romo, man. He brings the positivity. That dude, he's like, I'm just blessed. I love it. I'm stoked. Like he's just such a happy, like positive guy. It's pretty. He's not taking anything for granted. That's for sure.
Yeah, he went and played for the Dodgers.
Alex Barbado, I don't think I've seen you in here. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Thanks for saying wow. And if you spell that backwards, it gets crazy. Rick Brown in this place, 92 wins, Birdsong, fifth starter, Peguero. I like Peguero. Thanks for bringing him up. Dude, 102. Imagine Peguero 102, Doval 101, and then this crazy Sidewinder guy, and then Walker and Miller. Like, dude, the pen is like, we might have the best pen in baseball if all our cards fall right.
Yeah. And I was talking Doval trade hard at the end of last year and all through the offseason. I was like, man, it might be a good time to dump this guy. But he seems like he's starting to straighten out a little bit. So
they said Castillo was helping him a lot, and like he was actually smiling and having someone that can like relate and speak his language and stuff. Like it seemed like it was really good for his head.
Wow, look at that.
Race car.
That's a serious palindrome right there.
Yeah. That is. Do you know what the longest one is? I was told when I was making skateboard videos before I started working at Thrasher. Here's a little story. If Tim McKinney's around, he'll remember this. We did a skate video for this shop in San Mateo called All Skate. We filmed it. I edited it. McKinney was kind of the star of it. It's all put together, but we don't have a name. Jason Crouch, the owner of the shop, says, we're going to use the longest what are they called? Palindrome.
Yeah.
And he says it's redivider. I don't think that's the longest one, but it is a long one. So Redivider was the name of the skate video for All Skate. And that was probably, I want to say 95 or something. Like that was going way back to Nam. McKenny skated to Cool Keith or Dr. Octagon.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so sick.
What was Dr. Octagon put out that album under the other name? I'm totally blanking on it now. It was
well, it was Cool Keith, and Cool Keith was Dr. Octagon for 1 or 2 records.
Right. That's right. Yeah, he did the Virus track is sick. So like future predictive.
Thrasher picked the Office Space in the Hood probably because it was cheap, but at the time they had the Foundry out at the shipyards, which is right there. So they wanted places nearby, but I'm guessing they got those places dirt cheap. I mean, they bought the building Thrasher's in, and there was like 3 or 4 other buildings. Deluxe was right across 3rd, and Think was across the street. They had Print Time 2 blocks down. So it's kind of like a little skate community of the businesses that those guys were dealing with. And then you drive over the hill and go out to the shipyards, and you got where they're making the trucks and wheels and stuff. So
do you remember what it was called, Schmitty? Because I do. I somewhere I have the t-shirt.
Permaco?
No, that the whole little cadre of, High Speed, Deluxe, Think, Print Time.
Oh,
the Urban Triad. Do you remember the Urban Triad?
No.
Oh, it was Eric and Fausto came up with that, and they made shirts at Print Time. I have one somewhere. The Urban Triad, Hunters Point, California.
You got to send me a photo. I don't know.
I gotta dig it up. It's somewhere deep in a box, but yeah, the Urban Triad. That was like a 1997 iteration of all that. I went out and built a Deluxe trade show booth at the shipyard one time, and Mickey drove me out one day, and then Eric took me over there the other day. That was back when you had to have passes to drive in, and I was in there painting this whole booth up, and I walked out and looked into the water right there, and it was just fluorescent pink and aquamarine, and like it was just creepy. I was like, whoa, And then I was wandering around like going, man, Stesic and Fausto and Eric were like pulling the original indie casts out of here. Like it was insane.
Anthony, we're not by the Hells Angels. That's low card. That's like 3rd and Army, like 1 or 2 blocks down. We're way in the hood. We're by Candlestick. We're like Ingalls and Underwood. We're way deep into the hood. It's like there's drive-by shootings and stuff where I'm at.
Yeah. HP is gnarly.
Yeah, it's like if you know where that McDonald's is, you just turn there and go all the way down. That's where we are. Family and Mass, where the Blue Fish Room. Well, I think we're winding down. We did a good hour, and we did, like I said, I'm patting my shoulder, and if I could pat his, we did 6 shows in 7 days this week, which is unprecedented for SOB. So if you guys want to try to bring in that 20, I'll still have, I got some skateboard wheels if you skate, and I got baseball cards if you're into baseball. And I might even have some shirts or something, or a hoodie that I could throw in and sweeten the pot if we get like something really fun going. Also, tomorrow will be, apparently we're filling our fantasy league tomorrow. If he doesn't join tomorrow, there's 1 opening left, but I got a spot for this guy that said he was going to do it tomorrow. But the draft is next week. Hopefully, if any of you are, I think Anthony's in the league, but it's going to be fun. So we're going to try to have the draft next week. I think it's Sunday, and we'll have it on the show if you want to come in and watch a bunch of knuckleheads trying to figure out some fantasy baseball. It could be a real fun time.
It's going to be fun. And everybody out there, get excited. Baseball is just a little over 2 weeks away. The Giants, San Francisco Giants, nothing like it, version 3.0. It's going to be sick. It's going to be a great year. I can feel it. Feel it.
And for all you Severance fans, there's only 2 episodes left. Are you with me? Because I'm fucking digging in. I'm ready for it. I
No
don't see you
spoilers.
hanging out on Harbor Road. Yeah, you
No
did. Well,
spoilers.
you did. Then you didn't go there because I was there. I got an interview with Black Sea. If you want to see it, I can send you the link. Black Sea of the RBL Posse. You might have heard. That's right. Don't give me that Bama weed. We don't smoke that shit in the SFC. I know my shit, bro. I know my shit. I know you grew up in the hood, but you're down in the peninsula now, so we kind of swapped. I grew up in the peninsula. You grew up in the city. Now you're in the peninsula, and I'm in the city. So, yeah, Black Sea. It was a bummer that what was his name? Mr. C died. I think RBL was ready to explode right then. So, what can you do? What can you do? But thanks everybody for joining. We got the 18, I think. We're going to keep hoping for the 20. We want to grow. And I think once the baseball season starts, we're going to start having some real fun where maybe pregame, maybe during game, maybe post game. And we're definitely open for any suggestions and stuff. So please email skatesonbase right underneath my name at gmail.com. Any suggestions, any tips? If you think you could whip together a short of some of our stuff and you want to do that and send it to us for our YouTube, I'm down, bro. You know, community is what this place is all about. We love the chat and we love you guys in here, and that's what makes it fun. I always look forward to all your messages and your jokes and your critiques and everything. So that's what's up.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. It's been a good one. I don't know if there's any other shows coming up after ours. I have to go check it out. I don't know how much energy I got for that, but yeah.
I'm going TV land with my lady. Cheryl just got home from a week-long New York. So I will see you guys all. Maybe tomorrow I'll be surfing around, probably KMBR around 6 a.m. trying to rile their cage. I like going in there and trying to stir it up a little bit.
Yeah, we got to get Marcus's shirt size so we can send him some legit stuff to wear on the air.
Yeah, we have to
Get that Santa Cruz dot.
I don't know if he's in. I think he loves that Santa Cruz stuff. I'm like, dude, you're in San Francisco.
Yeah,
we got Deluxe,
like
we got Thrasher. Come on.
You're 80 miles away from Santa Cruz. You ain't living down there in the fog. You know, the Santa Cruz dot is long ago played out into like mass culture. It's got to go. He needs to be representing real shit.
I agree. Well, let's get in there and rattle his cage.
Yeah. Their studio
he won't respond to my DMs.
I mean, their studio is actually still in the city proper. Am I right?
Yeah, but I think what I heard is they might be moving to Santa Clara. I think if they do that, it's over. I think it might be just over. What do they call it? Terrestrial radio? I think it's over. That's what our YouTube's going to take over.
They're just going to be mailing it in from home. It's going to be like when Kruko and Kuiper are doing the road games from, you know, I don't know where they sit and watch it on the monitors. But I will say this, for not being there, they do a great job with the play-by-play. They nail it. So they can stay home all they want.
Mm-hmm. I believe that. Do you know this guy, Christian? He's a Santa Cruz artist, Brian Reed.
I do not. I know Jimbo Phillips, and there's another cat who used to work there whose art is just phenomenal. I guess
Jason Arnold, I know him.
I'm blanking on his name right now, but this guy on his Instagram, every day he had a photo of his son's brown paper lunch bag that he'd send him to school with, and he would draw the most insane portraits on these lunch bags. Every day the kid had a different custom lunch bag. It was badass. I'll have to remember his name for next time. So
word them up. Well, cool, guys. Have a good evening. Be safe out there. I know tomorrow's Monday, so try to just hold on to some. I always like Monday's a tough one for all of us. And now that daylight savings is probably going to be a little tougher tomorrow, I probably am still not going to be acclimated. But always think about this. In 4 hours, at 8 o'clock, in 4 hours, first pitch. So there's a lot to look forward to this time of the year. So
not only that, but if you're lucky enough to have a job where you can listen to the radio while you're working, the games are either on MLB audio or on KMBR. So, you know, fill your day with a little baseball while you're Was it
Give
whistle
a
while
little
you work? Right.
Give a little bit of your love out there. And remember, Nego Ned is out there somewhere. He may be back at some time. We don't know. But special shout out to Nego Ned for being our correspondent at FanFest. And thanks to Shardal, who came by and understood that he's not going to be able to come on the show every time. Big ups. Take care. Adios.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Skaters on Baseball. If you liked what you heard, please spread the word, give us a good review, or hell, blow us up on your social media if you're down. Follow us at Skates on Base on Instagram for baseball news and other fun stuff. We love comments and listener participation, so bring it with an audio clip or an email. You can email us at skatersonbase@gmail.com. We're everywhere you get your podcasts, and we'll be here all season long.
Let's go, San Francisco. Let's go, Giants.
I'm excited to give everything that I have for these next 6 seasons and, see where it takes us.
Adios, Pelota!
See you soon. Thank you.
And I am forever a Giant.